Welcome to Gayatri Yoga, my friends. Today I want to share with you a quick class that you can do anytime when you need a quick workout to awaken your body, to get the energy, the blood moving, to reset, shift your focus, shift your attention, and become more present with your body and distracted from unnecessary thoughts. This will be the class for you. We'll begin the practice on our knees in our child's pose. Shift the hips back. And hinging through the hips, soften the belly over the thighs, extend the arms, lower the forehead down to the floor, and begin breathing into the back line, into your lower back, middle back, your ribs, breathing into your belly, letting your belly be soft, and when you inhale, you should feel your belly pressing into the thighs. Relaxing your face, your forehead, your eyebrows. When you're ready, lift your head, press the shin bones to the floor, keep your arms extended, and you're moving your hips forward all the way to the front, finding yourself in half plank. In half plank, reach the crown to the front, your back is neutral, uncurl the toes, press the shin bones to the floor, use extra cushion under the ankles if needed to feel supported, and now shift the hips back and reach the sit bones back. Begin drawing the pubic bone under to curl the tailbone and move all the way to the front. Lengthen through the crown. Inhale, shift the hips back. Exhale. Lengthen through the front line. Shift the hips back and exhale. Pause in half plank, soften the elbows, roll the biceps out, press the whole palms to the floor, pull the mat to opposite sides. And while you're in half plank, try to play with tucking, untucking your pelvis. Notice how it changes the activation in your core and your back. When you tuck the tailbone under, your core kind of activates, but maybe in a weird way. When you're tuck and arch, your lower back is taking all the load. Do it a couple of times and then find a neutral position. From here, bend the elbows, lengthen through the crown, and then push the floor away from you. Exhale and then extend. Exhale, bend, extend, bend, extend. And now shift the hips back. Exhale, start making your wave. And while you're halfway on the way to the front, tilt the hips to the left. And you're moving into side body stretching, lengthening through the left side. And tilt the head to the right, stretching through the left side of the neck. Take a couple of inhales and exhales here. Into the waist, into the belly, lower back. Sink your left leg to the floor to help you reverse. Shift the hips back. Exhale. Do the curling motion. Halfway forward, tilt the hips to the right. And you lift the chest, push the floor away from you, and tilt the head to the left. So feel this lengthening through the lateral side all the way to the ear. A couple of big inhales, creating volume in your waist. Inhale, press your right leg to the floor to help you lift. Your core is engaging. You're shifting the hips back. And exhale, do the scooping motion. Move forward and lengthen through the crown. Roll the biceps out, bend the elbows 90 degrees, and then lift. 1, 2, breathe. 3, 4, and 5. Shift the hips back and relax in your child's pose. And now slowly start moving the torso to the left side. Keep your palms on the floor and start lifting your hips. Press the shin bones to the floor. You lift the hips and you're stretching through the right side and then back a couple of times. And notice how it feels through the right side of the body. You can pull the floor to opposite sides. On the way back, feel this lengthening through the right side and add a big inhale to get extra volume. Breathe. And now maybe you can do the waves. Shift the hips back halfway, curl the tailbone under and then forward. And then return the spine to neutral, back and forward. And if your arms are too far away, move them in. Shift back. Notice how it feels on your right side of the lower back, right ribs. Last one to the back. Do the scooping motion forward. The left palm stays on the floor and then right arm lift. Use the block under the left palm if needed. So you're moving in the side bend. Both knees on the floor. Breathe into the right side of the body, your waistline. You can do the side arm movements. Press the right shin bone to the floor. You can do full circles. Go moving the arm down and up. And then reverse. And then do the spiral movement. So your spiral, sinking the hips halfway down, and then reverse, open the heart. And the arms, the left arm can be on the block or maybe a little chair if needed. Up and lift. Exhale, spiral. Up and lift. Exhale, spiral. Up and lift. Exhale, spiral. Up and lift. And step your right leg out to the side to your gate pose. Breathe. Left arm spirals down. Sink the hips down and then lift. A couple of times. You can curl the left toes if you wish to stretch through the foot, through the toes. And then the next time you lift up, right arm lifts, left arm lifts, but you stay in this hinging position to the left. Open the arms to parallel and then reverse, and then to the left. Arms go to the ears, to parallel and reverse. To the left, arms go to the ears, parallel, reverse. And now to the left, arms go to the ears, right, left arm goes down and then up. 2, 3, 4 and 5. Arms go to parallel and then you reverse. Lower the right knee down to the floor. Bring the right shin bone in and then lift the knee up so you find yourself in 90-90 position. Extend the arms. Right leg is dragging the floor to the right and then push the floor to return. 2. Breathe. 3. Your inner thighs are active. 4. The leg is actively pushing the floor and dragging. 5, 6, 7, 8, and 9, 10. And left arm is going up, right arm is going down. Pause here for a moment. You can add movement here. Bending the knee, pulsing a couple of times. Push the foot to the floor to move the hips back. Arm is reaching to the front. And then arm is reversing, knee bends. So do it a couple of times like this. And now both palms go down to the floor, to the inner right thigh. The left shin bone reverses and you find yourself in 90-90 position. Lengthen through the sit bones, opening maybe your legs wider. And now play with untucking your pelvis, and you can be on the blocks with your arms. So the movement comes from the pelvis, round and then lengthen, round. Lengthen, round, lengthen, round, and lengthen. And now please lift your right heel up and down, but try to lengthen through the sit bones, up and down. Notice how it feels. Maybe you have some shaking going on. And now push your right knee into the shoulder, lift the heel and push the right knee into the shoulder, shoulder into the knee, and maybe lift the toes and squeeze. 1. You can puff up the back. 2, 3, 4, and 5. And now bend the knee even more and reach the toes back. You find yourself in one-legged tabletop. Push the palms to the floor to let yourself shift the hips back, and then push the left shin bone to the floor to reverse. 2, 3, 4. Right leg is hovering, reaching the toes back. 6. Load the left glute, push the shin bone to the floor. 7, 8, 9, and 10. Bend the right knee, puff up the back, reach the nose to the knee, hold, squeeze. And now extend, bend the elbows, hover 90 degrees, curl the left toes, and maybe lift the knee. Lower the foot down, inhale, upward dog. Exhale, shift the hips back and up, downward dog. Notice any differences on the left and the right side. Start lifting your heels, gazing to the belly button and shifting the tailbone under as if your pubic bone is swimming, gliding towards the lower ribs, and your lower back rounds, middle back, upper back, puff up the back. And then you reverse, back, and again. Back. Lengthen, lower the knees down, uncurl the toes. You're finding yourself in half plank. Roll the biceps out, bend the elbows, and lift. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Shift the hips back, find your child's pose. Breathe into the back body. And start moving the torso to the right side, arms to the right. Breathe into the left side of the waist, the ribs, the lower back. And now press the shin bones to the floor to lift the hips. And now sink back, almost touching, and then reversing. And observe how it feels on the left side. Adjust the position of the left arm to find this tensioning. And now maybe add the wave. So you direct the sit bones back, stay neutral, and then you do the scooping motion to round and push the floor away from you. And I feel really, really good opening through the right side of my back, lower back to the ribs, and then return to neutral. Direct the sit bones back, hinge the hips, draw the pubic bone in, lengthen, inhale back, exhale, one more time, back, and exhale. And now the arms, right arm stays on the floor, left arm lifts, and maybe it feels like you're stuck, you're not able to lift. Take something and put under your right palm, or stay on the fingers, or hover to open the chest, open through the waistline. Breathe here. You can move the arm down and back. And feel this lengthening when the arm moves to the side, to the right side, and softening when it reverses through the waist. So see how this connects in your whole body. You can do full circles. and then reverse. Lengthen and maybe spiral, so sink the hips a little bit and spiral to the right, and then reverse and open through the front, so your abs in the front are gliding when the arm moves and the chest opens. Shin bones are sinking to the floor. Press the left shin bone to the floor to open, and then reverse. Up and left. And now the left leg extends and you find yourself in gate pose. And you do the same thing, you spiral, sinking the hips down, and then lift and open. Try to open here through the front of the hip if you were not able to open before. Left leg is supporting you down, and then up, spiral. And lift, right arm lifts. The head is at the extension of your torso. Arms go parallel to the floor. Press the shin bone to the floor. Core is loading to help you reverse. Inhale to the side, to the ears, parallel, reverse. To the side, ears, parallel, reverse. Side, ears, parallel, reverse. You go to the side, go arms to the ears, right arm goes down and up. 1, breathe. 2, 3, 4, and 5. Arms go to parallel, shin bone pushes to the floor, help you reverse. You rotate the left thigh inward and then bring the shin bone in and then lower the foot down, lift the knee up, and you find yourself in a 90-degree position for your legs, and you drag the floor and it makes your hips move to the left, and push the left foot to the floor. You reverse. 1, 2, and don't collapse all the way down, even if you can. We want to work on the elasticity, on a different quality of the tissue rather than just stretching. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and now right arm lifts. You stretch, bend the knee maybe a little more, and you can play with pulsing here. And now shift the hips to the right, arm is reaching to the left, and then reverse. 1, 2. And the right leg is sinking to the floor to help you move to the left also. So it's interplay between the left and the right leg. Breathe. And the left palm goes down to the floor, and the right shin bone goes to the left. So if you're facing the weird side of your mat, return to the front. Left leg is in the front. Keep the palms on the mat and try to send the pelvis back. So inner thigh opens out. Your sit bones are opening in the back, and you're trying to play with pelvis tilting back and forth, so opening through the tissues here in the groin, in the hamstring, and notice how much movement, how much control of this area you have. Use the palms on the blocks if needed for support. You can play now, lengthen through the sit bones as much as you can, knee vertical, shin bone vertical, ball of the foot is pressing to the mat, and then you press and heel, lift, and then lower, lift and lower, lift and lower. Feel the inner thigh, maybe the arch, maybe some shaking. For some reason for me it shakes, and on the right leg I had some cramping in the arch. foot, the arch, is connected to your inner thigh and your pelvic floor. So maybe something is awakening. Notice how it feels for you. And now when you lift, keep your palms on the mat. You can puff up the back, and left knee is pushing into the shoulder, shoulder into the knee, and lift the toes now. Flex the foot and squeeze. Hold. And now bend the knee, point the toes, and start extending your leg, and you move into tabletop position. One leg is extended to the back. Press the palms to the floor. You lead with your hips back. Right glute is trying to reach the heel, and then sink the shin bone to the floor to reverse. And you're gonna feel your thigh and glute loading. 2. And try to find the diagonal connection with your left arm and right leg. Right arm can be hovering or just gently supporting. Left leg is reaching back. You're not overarching your back. Notice how your core is on without you squeezing anything. Shin bone pushes to the floor to help you reverse. Reverse. And now left knee bends. Start curling the tailbone under. Contract the core, puff up the back. Hold. And now extend, bending the elbows. Curl your right toes, lift the knee. This little chaturanga challenge. And now lower the foot down. Uncurl the toes, upward dog. Exhale, shift the hips back and up. Downward dog. Notice how this downward dog feels. Walk the legs. Lift your heels. Gaze to the belly button and find your wave to the front, and then soften the elbows, soften the knees, arching back into downward dog. So wherever you are with your waves, it's just a practice, integrating everything you've done into control of your spine in your downward dog position. So just play with it. Lengthen, bend the knees, jump to the front. Inhale, lift your chest halfway. Exhaling, soften the knees if needed, folding down. Shift the weight a little forward from the heels. Walk your legs here. Rolling up, one vertebra by vertebra at a time. Feel the back line engaging. You return to standing. Inhale, lift the arms up. Find your back. Exhaling, folding down. Inhale, lift your chest halfway up. And exhale, bend the knees and jump into plank. Chaturanga. Inhale, upward dog. And then exhale, downward dog. Step your right foot forward, lower the back heel down. Inhale, warrior one. Exhale, frame the foot. Step it back to plank. Chaturanga. Inhale, upward dog. And then exhale, downward dog. Step the left foot forward, lower the right heel down. Inhale, warrior one. Exhale, frame the foot, step it back to plank. Chaturanga. Inhale. Exhale. Big wave forward. And then arch. Return. Wave forward, lengthen, bend the knees, pulse 1, 2, and jump through the balls of the feet to the front. Inhale, lift your chest, and exhale, folding down. Slowly roll up, one vertebra by vertebra at a time. Feel the energy moving through your body. Inhale, lift the arms. Find the back bend. Exhaling, folding down. Inhale, halfway up. And then exhale, bend the knees. Jump. Chaturanga. Inhale, upward dog. Exhale, downward dog. Step your right foot to the front. Lower the back heel down. And rise up for your warrior one. And then open up for warrior two. Pause here. 3, 4, and 5. And now lean forward and then reverse. 2, 3, 4, 5. And then reverse the warrior. And now spiral the arm to the left toes and then down and all the way to the front. Reach the arm up and the left one goes up. Lift your left heel up and then you're hinging through the front of the hip. Left knee dips to 90-90 and then lift, push the heel back. 2, 3, 4. Focus on your balance. 5. And now you dip the knee down and then lift and then the hip extends halfway and then you hinge. 2 and then halfway. 3, halfway. 4, halfway. 5, halfway. And now bring the palms down. Extend the leg, keep the knee bent. Flex the foot, push the heel to the floor, push, 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 push. And now drag the heel to the back, lift the leg up. And now open the hip, point the toes behind you, big circles with the hip, with the thigh, opposite side. And then you can move into a Welting Pose to lift the hips up. Push the right foot to the floor and lift the hips higher. And then exhale, sink the hips down, right palm taps the ankle. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Slowly reverse one-legged plank, regular plank, one-legged chaturanga, regular one. Lift. And then exhale, downward dog. Step your left foot forward, lower the right heel down. Inhale, warrior one. Slow down your breath. And now warrior two. The inner thigh is rotating out and this hip bone is kind of folding inwards and the sit bone opens up. So feel this opening through your pelvic floor. And it also tilts backwards. And maybe your awareness and sensations here will feel more comfortable. Maybe pulse. And then lean forward and back. 2, 3, 4, 5. And now lift the left arm up, reverse the warrior. And now spiral the left armpit to the right toes as if you're trying to touch the toes. And then you hinge, the belly sinking down, and you're circling to the front. Notice how it feels through the inner thigh while you're doing this half circle, knees gazing to the front. You return to the front. Right heel lift. Stay here. If you need to, if you feel somehow uncomfortable here, lift, relax. Visualize your thigh going out while you're hinging. Now tap the knee down, 90, and then lift. Your ball of the foot push into the floor. When you lift, heel goes back. 2, 3, 4, and 5. Now the knee goes down and then lift, and then you unhinge only halfway and then sink. 2, and then the glute, the thigh, is helping you to lift. The glute is extending the hip. 4 and 5. Lower down, extend the leg. You can extend and fold for a second, then soften, lift the toes, and press the heel to the floor as if you're trying to drag the mat back, but don't glide yet. Just feel the loading of the hamstring. And then start gliding back, 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 and up. One-legged dog. Open the hip, point the toes, lift the knee, and big circle. And then opposite side. Lift and move into a welting pose. Lift the hips up. Open through the front line. So the left foot is pushing to the floor and glute engages and extends the hip. And exhale when you sink down. You reach the ankle with the palm. Your left glute is relaxed now. And now when you push the foot to the floor, your glute is loading up. So connect to this activation. You don't have to squeeze anything on purpose. It's just happening. Just connect to this. Be aware of this. 3, 4, and 5. And then slowly transition to one-legged plank. Shift the shoulders forward. One-legged chaturanga. Inhale. Upward dog. And then exhale. Shift the hips back and up. Downward dog. Lift your heels, gaze to the belly button. And then lengthen. And back up. Lower the knees down. Shift the hips back. Very, very slowly when you move back. Feel the sit bones opening out, and then return to neutral and feel them close. Feel the glutes extending out to the side, and then return. Keep tuning in into your body. Be aware of what's happening with every move. Shin bones sink to the floor to help you reverse. Palms sink to move back. Shin bones, feet push to the floor, and when they do, glutes are loading. Hip is beginning to extend. And you can do a couple of circular moves. Breathe. Slowing down your breath. Slowing down your heart rate. Shift the hips back in your child's pose. Lower the belly down. You can bring the palms under the forehead and kind of glide the skin into the eyebrows. Breathe into the back body. Maybe you will notice you can breathe into the pelvic floor. You can feel the pelvic floor moving. In this position, your sit bones are slightly opened. Pelvic floor is more tensioned. When you breathe in, the belly is expanding, touching the thighs. When you breathe out, it relaxes. Lower back is relaxing. Your arms and shoulders are relaxing. Slowly extend the arms and glide the palms in towards you. You can do a last little stretch to curl the toes, and make sure especially if you have a little crooked toes and they are always like this, So when you do this, when you do stretch the toes, make sure that you're not stretching the same way. Realign the big toe to stretch properly. Drag the heels to the back. If your heels like to fall out somehow, drag them back, realign the toes. You can bring the palms at the back of the head, interlacing, grabbing opposite elbows. Elbows are pulling to opposite sides. And then while you're doing that, do this half circular moves out and through the little back bend. Just don't fall. Slowly. And up. Get into a little back bend. Now extend the arms out through the sides. And arms are spiraling out. And then spiral them inward while you're staying in this little back bend. You can rotate them even more out, like to the back and up, and drag them down and back. And do a little movement of the head, stretching the neck, maybe the front of the chest. You can also play with shifting the chin forward and then lifting the head. So chin goes forward and then lift. Move around. See how it works? Maybe you can move back into little back bend with the palms leaning back to the heels, opening through the chest and your shoulders. And then exhale, start lifting your chin. Bring the palms to the lower back. Connect to your core, shin bones, push to the floor to help you reverse. And then you can hinge. You can uncurl the toes and do the scooping motion with your pelvis. Pubic bone is going into the ribs. Your lower back lengthens. You're pushing the shin bones to the floor, loading the quads back. You can extend through the arms to the front and up. One more time. Hinge. And then up. And now curl the toes, lift your knees, extend the legs, fold for a second, exhale all the tension from the practice. You can shake, wiggle the legs, the thighs, let them vibrate, shake it off. The arms, the shoulders, root through the feet and roll up one vertebra by vertebra at a time into standing position. Close your eyes for a moment and notice how you feel in this body now after the practice, how rooted you are through the feet, awareness in your core, in your legs, inner thighs, glutes, back, belly, arms, chest and neck. Open your eyes. Thank you for joining me today for this practice. I hope you feel great. Hope you feel the difference in your energy, in the vibration of your body. You feel the heat, the blood, the lymph is moving. If you have time for Shavasana and meditation, if you don't have to move fast, you can take your time to do it. If you are already in a rush and you don't want to relax, you want to be pumped with energy, maybe take a cold shower to be even more awakened. Thank you for joining me today. Please don't forget about the energy exchange. Leave me a comment, share with your friends, press the like button, support me at Gayatri.yoga, donate on PayPal or here. There is a thank you button on YouTube. Do anything you can to support this channel. Until we meet again, namaste.